Welcome to Business as a Magical Practice, where your business is the vehicle for your self-integration and soul evolution. My name is Sam Garcia, and I'm the founder of Dirty Alchemy Digital Marketing. And I'll be guiding you through how you can use your business as a spiritual practice and what magical businesses are doing to hit their goals and change the world. Together, we'll be relating the mystical to the world of business so that our work can unite spirit and matter, shadow and light, conscious and unconscious. Let's dive in.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Business as a Magical Practice. I am your host, Sam Garcia, of course. And today I wanted to share about the concept of planning for all futures. And when I was getting started in business, was starting to commit to growing my business significantly more than, or larger than it currently was. I had to get over my own resistance to believing that everything was going to work out for the best, or the world was going to continue on as it was. And especially now that we're entering more and more uncertain times, that you see all of the crazy stuff happening politically and globally, and you're seeing gas prices shoot up, real estate shoot up. It's getting harder and harder to people to afford homes or even land. And we are also seeing what else is happening. I mean, all the fucked up things that are happening environmentally, and wildfires getting more and more common, and all of these other ripple effect things of our current society. I know for myself, it actually prevented me a few years ago from growing my business, because I was like, well, am I just investing time into something that won't really matter? Because if society collapses, who cares if I have a great online business? If the internet goes out and there's no internet in Hawaii, who cares if I have an X amount of dollar revenue business? Or the main thing that really helped me was the idea of planning for all futures. The potential, because there are, if we're looking forward about the potential of various futures, yes, there absolutely is a potential that there'll be societal collapse. And there's also good potential that things will continue on as they are, because there's been all sorts of freakouts in the past. You look back 100 years, a couple hundred years, a couple decades ago, there's been various movements that are the society's falling. I mean, go back to 2012 when everyone thought, go back to Y2K when everyone thought that, okay, this is when society is going to collapse. This is when society is going to collapse. And there's also the potential that society is going to continue on as it is. And then there's also a potential that, I don't know, we're going to go to Mars or whatever. There's a lot of different potential futures. And me as a mercurial being, I'm just choosing to plan for all potential futures. And this has actually helped with also in my marriage, in the sense that, because my husband definitely swings towards the world is falling apart end of the pendulum. And being able to have a conversation that there's a potential for all the futures being possible, all of these future, there's potential for all of these. It got us both on the same page. So this is just going to be a short little podcast here, but here are some things that I am actively doing to prepare for all the futures that are the obvious ones in my brain. I am preparing for the future that nothing will change. And what does that look like? That means that I'm quote unquote planning for retirement. It means that I am actively trying to buy real estate. It means that I am putting energy into my business and projecting a future in which there won't be a societal collapse. So of course I want to grow my online business because of the profit margins and my zone of genius and all the things. But then I'm also planning for the future potential that society will collapse. That also looks like buying up land or real estate, whatever, so that we own a property. And it means that, I mean, one of the many reasons I lucked out marrying the man that I have married is he is incredibly knowledgeable of off-grid living. So having solar systems in place, having farm animals, he has the skill set to hunt and to fish. But you better believe before we got together, I was learning that myself. like I went to home building workshops and alternative home building workshops and like permaculture. I have a permaculture design certification because I was preparing for that future. So we are acquiring and investing in things that even if society collapses, we will have our own little utopia set up. And then there's also the potential that crypto is going to grow more and more and more. And people can debate all day, like crypto, good or bad, or this model or that model. I'm just like, let's just fucking plan for all the futures, my friends. So we're investing in crypto too. So if you can like sit down and identify the worries in your mind of like, what are the potential futures that could be, and like do a little research, have some fun with it, or like, what are people projecting the future will look like, and start making a plan for each of them. Like you can't just plan for all of them and take yourself out of the debate around what the future will hold, and instead just plan for it all. I love this idea. It really, really gave me so much safety of like, I'm not going to, instead of trying to project and decide which one's going to be the future, I'm just going to plan for them all, my friends. So some things that are good no matter what is, in most cases, being good at making money is a great idea. So if you're not good at making money, get good at making money. And so that often looks like sales training specifically, more so than marketing, because whether as trends change and like as if society gets more local or less local or whatever, being able to learning the psychology of sales will serve you. Investing in your health, good idea no matter what. No matter what the future is, being really clear, like taking a really good care of your emotional, physical, and mental health is going to help you succeed at no matter what the future is. Building skills depending on the various futures. So like I said, like I'm very grateful I have a husband who fishes and hunts. Fishes? Is that? Yeah, fishes and hunts. There you go. And I mean, but if I lose him, if he dies, God forbid, knock on wood, probably a good idea that I know those skills too. And investing in real things for the more uncertain futures, like investing in solar and in, ways to protect yourself. I won't mention any specifics, but that actually is a smart idea. And then when it comes to futures that involve societal collapse, being able to protect yourself is important. But also with that is building community. So this includes building community with peers in your space, in building an online audience, a community that is an online audience, but also building a community locally. Because again, with the societal collapse future, having good neighbors or living in a safe space and knowing who your community is locally is actually the number one way that we can succeed in that future. Okay. In a final note, that's a little bit brighter than societal collapse. The biggest threat, if everything stays the same, which is one of the potential futures or is similar to how it is now, is that you never went after your dream and that you die with regret. That is one way that you need to be preparing for all the potential futures, is you actually going after your dream, your deepest desire. And fucking living out every year as if it's your last and developing a life that you truly, truly love. That is a part of planning for all futures, because no matter what, like, again, if society collapsed, you're going to regret living, just slogging along in a 9-to-5 and hating every moment of it, when you could have been building a business, if that's your dream, or like, I don't know, starting a horse farm. And if nothing changes, you going after your dream and making it and starting to make it a success now is going to lead you to the best possible outcome. So that's all for this week. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy planning for all potential futures and gives you a sense of calm and peace as much as it does for me. This is a conversation you can have with your partner, your wife, your husband, your roommates, your family, your mom and dad. Get them on board with this. And in my mind, it's like a very rational argument of like, let's just prepare for all the futures and stop debating all of this. So you have a good week. I'll talk to you next week.